Disclaimer. The views expressed in this video reflect the opinions of the creator and may not align with widely accepted beliefs. Viewers are encouraged to consider multiple perspectives and conduct their own research before forming conclusions.
Hello. Welcome to another video. In this video, I'll be explaining my interpretation of the famous scene known as the Aten ritual. The original is owned by Cairo Museum. Due to the poor quality of the original, I'll be using a high-quality reproduction for the remainder of this video. Fortunately, there are plenty to choose from, as this is one of the most widely reproduced scenes from ancient Egypt. The first symbol to acknowledge is the sun. If you follow the sun's arms, you'll notice that it holds an ankh in front of the faces of the two tallest figures. In episode 5, I explained why I believe the ankh symbol represents an oscillator. Here, it is being held by the sun, so I interpret these as solar-powered oscillators. A solar-powered oscillator is a device that generates an alternating signal using energy harvested from sunlight. Instead of relying on conventional electrical power sources, it uses solar panels to provide the necessary energy. The next objects I want to highlight are the small teapot-like items that the two tallest figures are holding up. These are variations of the objects I examined in episode 11. Again, I believe they should be interpreted as representations of resonant cavities. When an oscillator is paired with a resonant cavity, as we see here, the oscillator generates an alternating signal that excites the cavity. If the oscillator's frequency matches the cavity's natural resonance, energy builds up inside, forming standing waves. This leads to amplified oscillations, allowing efficient energy storage and transfer. As mentioned in the previous episode, I believe the spouts represent waveguides. Waveguides are used to efficiently transmit microwave frequencies from one point to another. They function as structures that confine and direct electromagnetic waves. Next, I want to draw your attention to this part of the scene. Notice that Aten is wearing sandals. These were believed to be made from papyrus, an excellent insulator. Many years ago, a friend of mine suffered a severe electric shock. He later told me that the medical officer had said, "It was probably your flip-flops that saved you." The reason for this is simple. Standing on a rubber surface reduces the risk of forming a conductive path between the body and the ground, preventing electricity from passing through. In industrial settings today, rubber mats are commonly placed beneath high-voltage components as an additional safety measure. Aten's insulating sandals would serve the same function. Now take a closer look at this part of his attire. I believe it represents a grounding line and a grounding peg. If the line at his waist is conductive, and he were to receive an electric shock from the oscillator or resonant cavities, the current might dissipate safely through the grounding line. This would happen because the insulating footwear prevents current from passing through his body, making the grounding line the path of least resistance. Some electrical workers are intentionally grounded for safety while working with live electrical systems. Grounding provides a controlled path for electrical current, preventing accidental shocks and minimizing risks. It helps discharge static electricity, reducing potential hazards near sensitive equipment. Grounding also equalizes voltage differences between the worker and the system, preventing sudden discharges. Grounding the cavity helps reduce electromagnetic interference from external noise sources. It also establishes a stable electrical reference, preventing unwanted charge buildup that could interfere with microwave generation or cause unintended oscillations. They could have depicted Aten shoeless and without a grounding line or peg. That would have allowed the devices to be directly grounded, potentially improving wave generation in the way I described. But in that paradigm, Akhenaten's body itself would act as the conduit. This particular arrangement, insulating sandals combined with a grounding line, not only enhances safety but also improves the stability of the equipment. The next items to examine are the two vase-like objects and the lotus flowers. In episode 11, I explained why I believe these vases are being used to represent drift tubes, and why I believe that the lotus flowers symbolize horn antennas. What's significant here is that they are pointing away from the people in the scene, indicating that the power being generated is being transmitted elsewhere. To recap, 2 solar-powered oscillators, 4 resonant cavities, 4 waveguides, 2 drift tubes, 2 or 6 horn antennas, depending on how the lotus flowers are counted. If you assemble these components in sequence, you create a system that efficiently generates, amplifies, and directs electromagnetic waves. Here's how the process unfolds. Solar-powered oscillator provides the alternating signal powered by solar energy. It generates an RF or microwave frequency oscillation. Resonant cavity with waveguide. The oscillator's signal enters the resonant cavity, where energy builds up through resonance. The waveguide then directs and confines the electromagnetic waves for efficient transmission. Drift tube, often used in particle accelerators or microwave tubes to control electron motion. In an RF or microwave system, it helps modulate or amplify signals by interacting with charged particles. Horn antenna. Finally, the amplified and guided electromagnetic waves are emitted from the horn antenna, efficiently radiating them in a controlled direction. I believe this scene should be interpreted either as a remote solar-powered wireless electricity station or as solar-powered wireless communication. The mainstream belief is that this scene portrays sun worship, where the people are making offerings to the sun. Personally, I find it difficult to believe that intelligent individuals would stand around offering teapots to the sun. What do you think? Is this sun worship or something else entirely? Thank you to those who are still watching, and goodbye.